Please don't miss. All right, streaming, 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 streaming. Okay, we should be back. We should be back. Yes, yes, we should be back. Hello, everyone. I have a bacon roll, everybody. I have a mother effing bacon roll. So let's just make sure I can see it. There we go. Turn that down. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Chris. Excellent. So I need to go there. I need to do that. I need to do that. These are the links, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to donate, these are the links that you need. Thank you very much. Let's also go from there, go to there. This is a bit of a pain, and it's unfortunately it's nothing that is Restream's fault. Back to Twitter. These are the moments that you wish you had a what do you call it? A producer or somebody behind the scenes that is doing these things, which obviously I haven't got. That's not a thing that I have. So where are we on Twitter then? There we are. So let's pin that to the top. And tweet that. Okay. Hello, Pops. Thank you very much, Karen. And so a massive thank you to everybody that has donated so far. The total, when I last looked, stood at £1,067 for the Stroke Association. Sharon might be able to give me a more accurate total for the Relay for Life, but I'm going to go on the thought that people have split their donations, so I'm hoping that it's going to be about £1,000 for Stroke Association as for Relay for Life as well. That's what I'm hoping, anyway. So excuse me while I just take a bite of my bacon roll. Mm. Mm-hmm. Hello, Andrew. I'm doing all right. I think that walk actually really sort of has given me a bit of a boost, I must admit. Oh God, that wasn't clever. But I am not going to wolf that down. I'm going to enjoy that. Hello, Ginge. How you doing? Hello, Nigel. So I'm awaiting the girls, and Oh yeah, where's the league table? Aye, it's moist. We likes it moist. There's the league table. Let's. Okay. So we're going to have Sharon. This part of the quiz could be entertaining and a complete mess as well. It really could. Excuse me. Oh. Okay, they should be with us imminently. Author Giles Paley Phillips will be with us at 10 o'clock. Yeah, don't know what that was. Let's have some cranberry juice. Right, chucking it everywhere. Oh, here we go. The ladies are all ready. I'm wondering if the booze is flowing or if it's just cups of tea.
Can you see our heads?
Yeah, you need to get rid of the. It's the top bit.
Put it up against the fruit bowl.
There's a thing down, I expect, as well.
Better?
Hello, ladies. Can you hear me?
Morning. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. The wine is flowing.
Champagne.
Champagne. Of course it is. It's morning, so it's champagne. Of course it is. I know. Well, I do. I did think you might have mixed it with a bit of orange juice just to make it look a bit respectable at 9 o'clock in the morning.
What do you think we are? Amateurs?
Yeah,
We
I
have
know.
got orange juice, but we don't like it.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. What's that? Is that Yorkshire puddings there? What you got? Oh, right. Pastries. Pastries, I see. Very nice.
And some burnt croissants.
And croissants.
And a bit of
Lovely.
malt loaf with some butter on.
So how are we, ladies? We all good?
Yes.
We're good. How are you?
You're I'm all right. Yeah, I've just been for a quick walk. So I think it's got the adrenaline flowing a little bit, and we're feeling all right. I must admit, the 7 o'clock hour, I wasn't talking to anybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Everybody are nodding at the same time. Right, I don't know whether I've told you. Did I tell you that we're going to have a quiz?
Yes. I watched you last night and I thought I knew one of those questions, so there's not much hope for us, Pavo, let's be honest.
But it all depends on what page you get in the book, you see. Because it's all random. So each of you have got to do 60 seconds, okay?
Oh my God.
With no help from anybody else. So now we can get it out of the way and do it now, or we can have a little chat first and then do it. It's entirely up to you.
Let's have a little chat and a bit more fizz.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I'll have a little bit more of my bacon roll as well.
If you're talking long enough, you won't have time. Yeah.
Oh no, don't worry. It's only 60 seconds.
We can chat for England.
And the amount of times I say that to ladies, I shouldn't say. I forget. I'm not like early hours of the morning now. My wife's up. She's probably going to
I was
watch
gonna
this. So.
say, your wife may disagree. She may not.
Oh no, she won't. So what's going on then, ladies? What's happening? Obviously, Joe. Is Joe J over there?
I am, yeah.
I can't quite see you. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
am here. Oh, we're moving.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, squeeze in, ladies. Squeeze in.
There we go, and a bit more.
Yeah.
There's a bit more.
Where the table's going.
Can you see it now? Yeah. Careful. Sort of.
Oh, almost. I can almost see. I can almost see Vicky as well. Oh, that's better. That's better.
Right, we're in. Right, okay.
Oh my lord. Ah.
Is that better?
This. There you go. Look at that. Let someone take a screenshot of that, please. Look at that. Wonderful. So, Joe W. No, Joe M. Sorry, Joe W. Joe M. You've just come back off holiday, haven't you?
Well, I just went for a few days to Tenerife.
I know. I watched the TikTok. I watched the TikTok.
I went Tuesday and came back Thursday night.
Wow.
It was lovely.
What a jet setter.
I know.
It was really good. Yeah.
Was it nice and nice and sunny?
It was lovely. It was pool weather. It was really hot. So it was good.
Good. I'm glad you do. Anyone else been on holiday?
I'm off skiing tomorrow.
Really? That's not a euphemism, is it? You're genuinely.
No, I hope I am actually skiing.
And whereabouts is that?
In France. So
Oh, very nice.
Only
Very
for a few
nice.
days, but it'll be good. Well, hopefully it'll be good.
Wonderful.
Come back in one piece.
Well, let's let's hope so.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. And Sharon and Claire and Vicky, are you jetting off anywhere this year?
This year, yes. Just have to think about that. This year, yeah. I'm going to Greece.
Very
a
nice.
week. Yeah, Claire, how are you?
Oh, I've got quite a few things planned. Pav'S 50 this year.
Woo-woo!
No.
I know, right? I've got Amsterdam and Prague,
Lovely.
and maybe
Somerset.
Somerset, somewhere else. Oh, Mallorca, I think.
Wow.
So when am I?
Yeah. Somerset.
That's fantastic.
I-
Vicky?
Long weekend in Barcelona yesterday.
Right.
So that's in March.
no.
And then going to a wedding in Cyprus in September. And Isle of Wight Festival.
Wow. Oh, you're all such jet setters, aren't you? Goodness me.
Well, I'm not sure Isle of Wight's jet setting.
I don't
Very
know.
upsetting.
Ferry setting, yeah. That's impressive, though. That's impressive. Before we crack on with the quiz, then, so Sharon, how's the Relay for Life looking this year?
It's looking really, really good. We've got 8 teams already signed on. 2 I know that are signing on shortly. I think it's going to be a good relay. I just feel it in my gut this year. And relay of all, a couple of the teams have already raised a lot of money. And as with regards to your Podathon, I've had a little look and we're about £1,000.
About £1,000.
So-
Excellent.
So, yeah. I just did a little rough tally, whatever you call it.
That's a champagne.
Don't let Sharon have any more.
And Pavo, are you available?
What for now? What are you asking for, Joe?
Is your wife up?
Are you available for relay?
Hey, we could do 60 seconds with Pavo.
Yeah. See how many 60 seconds you can manage at relay.
Oh, there you go. See, I mean that's a dream and a nightmare for me. That is. Of course I'm available. When's the date? What's the date?
22nd of July.
I'm pretty sure I'm available. If I've not got nothing on, then yes, of
If
course I'm
you've got-
available.
Well, would you close relay for us?
Of course.
So that's 23rd.
No,
That's
it's
no,
amazing.
it's not. The
Oh, I
last
see,
time,
I
the
see what you
last
mean,
time
yeah.
after the candle of hope.
Yeah, like you did before.
You know, you can cheer people up after that.
Yeah, and I must admit that was the first time I was there for all of that. That last lap, I mean, God, I was crying like a baby on the
Yeah.
side, and I'd never seen that before, and it
Yeah.
was just it's so powerful. So it was, but yeah, you know me, anything you ladies want me to do, I'll do for you.
60 seconds.
Well, if you want to do it twice, that's fine. Oh, lordy, lordy. Just filth. It's just out of filth.
It's only 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Exactly. It is. Right. I think we'll do a couple of the 60 seconds now, okay?
Yeah.
And then we'll chat a little bit more. And so first two on my list is Sharon and Joe M. Okay.
Okay. We
So
do it
Sharon,
together.
Okay.
no, you're gonna have 60 seconds each. Now I don't know quality wise. I hope you'll be able to hear the question. And I think what we need to do is whoever's go it is, if only they talk, then I'll be able to hear the answer. Okay. All right, Vicky, you got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not very good at being quiet.
I know you're not, but don't worry. There's always a first for everything, so don't worry. So this is the book we're doing it from, the pub quiz book. I'm going to flick through the pages, Sharon. You need to say stop, and then that'll be the page
Stop.
that you're going to do. Hang on, I haven't
Ready?
started yet. Ready? Here we go.
Stop.
Okay. Hang
You
on,
went
let me just.
over, I think.
Do you want me to, I'll take a couple of pages back. There we go. Right now, give me A or B.
A.
I said, give me A or B.
Hey,
A.
I s-
I got it.
Thank you, Vicky.
Okay.
Okay, it's potluck. Okay, you okay with that?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. I need to take my glasses off for this so I can read it. So, potluck. Okay, here we go then. The questions will start when the lady says so.
Tomorrow.
Hang on.
In 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay, which team lost the first FA Cup final decided on penalties?
Man United.
Is correct. In Old English, which word meant a field?
A green.
No, an acre. Which 60s singer married the designer Jeff Banks?
Petula Clark.
Sandy Shaw. Who was president of the Philippines from 1965 to 1986?
Marco. What's the name's husband? Marcos. Marcos. Or something.
I will give you that. Ferdinand Marcos. Who played Fred Kite in the film I'm All Right, Jack?
Fred who?
Who played Fred Kite in the film I'm All Right, Jack?
Norman Wisdom.
It was Peter Sellers. And who wrote Dr. Zhivago?
Who wrote it?
Yeah.
Oh, I sort of knew that. Quick. I pass.
It was Boris Pasternak.
Oh, God.
So that was a score of 2, Sharon. That's not bad.
I think that's good.
I love the defiant and slam on the desk there of your fist because you were disgusted with your performance then. Right then,
I'm
Joe.
impressed with Man United.
Yeah.
That was very good. Well done. Yeah. Right. Joe M. Tell me when to stop.
Yes. Stop.
Okay. A or B?
Are we on a timer?
Not yet.
No, but will we be on a timer? I panicked
Yes.
when I'm on a timer.
Yes. Seconds.
B.
B. This is potluck as well.
Oh, God.
Okay. So here we go. Your time starts when the lady says so.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Who are the first group since the Beatles to have 14 consecutive top 5 singles?
Take that.
No, it was Steps. What was Golden Earring's first UK top 10 hit?
What was what? Who?
Golden
Who,
Earring's
sorry?
first UK top 10 hit.
Never heard of them. Yellow.
No, it's Radar Love. Starting in 1850, what were children's temperance societies called?
Dr. Bernardo's.
No, Bands of Hope. What did Thomas Wheeldon make?
Oh no, I know. Plastic bags.
Pottery. To the nearest 100, how many islands make up the Maldives?
Oh God. To the nearest 100.
To the nearest 100.
200.
It's 1,200.
200.
It's actually 1,196. Joe, that was a.
That's probably one of them. I know that was shocking.
Really hard.
They were hard.
Oh,
Did you know any of them, Pavo?
I did because I had all the answers here. I knew every single one of them.
I
Every
never
single.
heard of that band.
What, Golden Earring? Hang on.
Yes.
Let me see if I can find the song and I'll play it to you.
Dodgy. What was the song?
It was called Radar Love.
Heard of that?
I haven't.
You have heard of that, did you say?
I have.
I haven't. Yeah.
I haven't.
Okay. Let's have a little look. Let me see. Radar. Oh, hang on.
No.
Radar.
Yeah.
Radar Love. Golden Earring.
Quick, that's small.
Right.
Oh, that's not gonna help me.
Oh yeah, I'm topped up.
That's all right. I'm not driving anymore.
Does this sound familiar?
Can't hear
No, we can't hear it.
Oh, can't you hear it?
No,
it. Is it when you
we're just sitting.
Oh, hang on.
Almost.
Just the two blocks. Sounds a bit like Shawaddy Waddy.
It does, doesn't it?
Is it from that era? Is it from
I
that
don't
era?
know. Golden, no, it doesn't have a year on it, unfortunately. Oh, I've just started it again. Oh, bloody hell.
I can't even
I
hear
mean-
it. Wow.
Can you still not hear it?
No, I
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can.
that, but people keep talking.
And
Yeah.
not me.
I can't say I recognise the song, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, that's good then. I don't feel such an idiot now.
Sounds like it's an instrumental as well, but there you go. Okay, so Sharon's leading at the moment with 2,
Yeah, yeah. I did it on
and
purpose
Joe.
to win.
Say that again.
I did it on purpose so she could win.
That's fair enough.
The
That's
answers.
fair enough. I mean, she has, she is royalty. To be fair,
Yeah,
we can't.
Yes. You could,
Yeah, you should be wearing your badge.
you could do that.
It's not a bad.
Your badge. It's not a Blue Peter badge, Joe. Is it?
You could have got a quiz
No.
book for idiots.
It's a badge from the dentist.
I hate to say it, Joe, but this is a book for idiots. This one. This is the idiot version. This one.
I want however many of your listeners to say how many of those questions they got right.
Well, so Karen Clark has said that is a 70s rock song, so she obviously knows that one.
Oh,
Someone online has also said, how could she not know any of those what the hell is going on?
who said that?
Someone else said, who is the thick bit? No, I'm not going to read that one. I'm only joking. No one has said those. No one has said those. No, nobody's got any. Don't worry about it, Joe. It's not,
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
She won't sleep tonight.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not stupid. They're really hard.
You can't have beauty and brains. All right, stop being greedy.
Where's the
Exactly.
beauty?
Exactly. Right, Joe J. Come on, Joe J. We're gonna do you. We're gonna do you now. That sounds terrible.
Seconds of doing.
Here's your 60 seconds. Right.
Brace yourself.
Oh, we got the answers.
Got to say stop.
Stop.
Okay.
Girl sport.
A or B?
B.
B. TV times.
Oh,
God.
No. You're talking to the person who's never watched the movie E.T., but you know, just pretty.
Well, that's fine because that's a movie. That's not TV.
Back on the television.
You have to wind their TV.
Okay, right then, Joe. Your time starts when the lady says so.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Who replaced Len Goodman as head judge on Strictly Come Dancing in 2017?
Shirley Ballas.
Correct. Who was the host of the variety show Lenny Goes to Town?
Lenny Henry.
Is correct. Which former friend became a Top Gear presenter?
Oh, Matt LeBlanc.
Is correct. Who is presented to the victim at the end of This Is Your Life? Sorry, what is presented to the victim at the end of This Is Your Life?
The Red Book.
Is correct. The Jerry Springer Show comes from which country?
America.
Is correct. Whose chat show features the red chair?
Graham Norton.
Is correct. News round is aimed. I've started, so I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish. News round is aimed at which group of viewers?
Children. Young people.
Is correct. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new leader with 7.
Yeah.
A new leader, Joe J. So that's it. I mean, you wiped the floor with our current leader, Tim. So congratulations, Joe.
Tim. Tim's winning.
They were easy questions.
They were.
It's all about-
I'd have to answer two.
It's all about the flick, though, isn't it? It's all about the flick. And obviously, Joe J doesn't care about your badge, Sharon, does she? At all. She has no respect for the badge.
I think you should go for questions A. Let's see what
Yeah.
they were.
Why?
Okay. What would A have been?
A would have been potluck. So it's either when you open a page, one half is potluck and one half is a subject. And sometimes it'll be A, sometimes it'll be B. Excuse me.
You asked me the wrong questions.
Mate.
No, I asked you the right questions. You gave me the wrong answers. That's how it works.
Please get over it, Pav'S.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Right, Claire, I'm going to do you next.
Ooh. Are you not worn out yet, Pav'S?
I'm not. I'm ready to go. I'll keep going. I'm going to give Claire the best 60 seconds she's ever had now. Oh, lordy, lordy. I'm going to get in so much trouble. Right then. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Where are we now? Right. A or B?
B.
Potluck.
Oh.
I mean, if it was A, it would have been football.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right. The time starts when the lady says so.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, which singer's 2018 autobiography was titled Brutally Honest?
Singer. Really honest.
When?
Well,
what?
18.
Oh.
Pass.
Pass. Okay,
Yeah.
a fear of cats is known as what?
Scary cat.
Alorophobia.
Yeah,
Which country ruled Greece until 1830?
Turkey.
Is correct. Sorry to sound so surprised then. Sorry.
Yeah.
How many species of ostrich are there?
Oh, there's 5.
1. Dakar is the capital of which country?
Senegal?
Is correct.
Yes, thanks, guys.
Well done. That was 2 there. That was 2.
Question.
I would say a
Who did
dad.
who did the autobiography
Okay.
called Brutally Honest?
Oh, it was Mel B.
Oh.
There you go. So yeah, I didn't give you the answer to that.
Yeah.
Right then, Vicky. 7 to beat.
Should we do that now?
Vic, you're up.
Okay.
7 to beat, Vicky. Okay.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Don't have a defeatist attitude. Come on. Right, ready? Here we go.
Stop.
Okay. B. TV times again.
Oh, she'll be good at this as well.
Okay. Here we go then. Your time starts when the lady says so. Here we go.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Which is the female half of Mulder and Scully?
Scully.
Is correct. Who first presented Deal or No Deal on Channel 4?
Paul Edmonds.
Is correct. What is the subject of the Channel 4 show Hooked?
Fishing.
Is correct. Torchwood is an anagram of which series of which it was a spin-off?
Oh. Personally, don't know.
Doctor Who. Who narrates CBeebies series Little Charlie Bear?
Don't know.
James Corden. In Game of Thrones, what is Hodor's real name? Wycliffe or Willis?
Wycliffe.
No, it's Willis. Who played Lou Beale in the early episodes of EastEnders?
A right old lady. I don't know her name.
It was Anna Wing.
Where have you got that?
There, that was 3.
Oh, well.
So the final scores. Joe
I don't
M
think we need to do Pav'S.
had 0. Sharon and Claire had 2. Vicky had 3. And our winner is Joe J. With a record-breaking 7. So she's now the leader of the whole thing.
Oh,
Well done.
hey.
Well done indeed.
How many points?
What's that?
Who was
7.
who's second?
Oh, Tim had 5, who was our very first guest
Oh.
yesterday. So yeah, smashed it out of the water there. Well done. Oh, look at that! Someone on Facebook has done a little picture with a trophy for you there, Joe. So look at that.
Oh,
Very nice. Wonderfully done. Now, what should we talk about?
Let's talk about you.
yes.
Oh, okay. What would you like to know,
What-
Sharon?
How's the walking going? How's your TikToking going?
Walking's going good. What is it? Day 252. 252
Wow.
now, because it's like I keep thinking it's a whole day, but yesterday was a different day, wasn't it? Yeah, so it's day 252. 33 pounds
Now,
down.
do you do a
How
you
many? How many down?
33.
No.
Well
Wow,
done.
well
Thank you.
done.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go walking, do you do a set amount each day, or just kind of see what you feel where kind of
Try and get the
where you-
10,000 in. At least try and get the 10,000 in
Okay,
on
yeah.
Thursday, because I was off work Thursday to sort of get myself prepared for all of this shenanigans, and I tried to make sure I got my 10,000 in before midday so that I could just get it all done. And I think we ended up doing about nearly 13,000 that day. So the difference is like it's a lot easier to walk now than it was. If you look at the TikTok from
Yeah.
day one, you can see that I'm trying to talk and walk at the same time, and it's like just constant like that. Whereas now it's just easy to walk and talk, and it's just simple things, just like getting out of a chair and getting out of bed is not an issue anymore.
Walking before. I mean, were you doing any walking? Any?
No, well, I was walking to the car,
Yeah.
driving to work, walking from the car to work and then doing the same coming back. I'd be lucky if I did 2,000 steps a day.
Yeah, lounge to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Lounge,
Yeah.
Well,
And then if my wife said, "Oh, should we take the dogs for a walk?" It would be, "Oh, no, I've got to do this, or I've got to do." And there was always an excuse
Yeah.
to go for a walk. Whereas now I'm the one and asking, "Do you want to come for a walk?" And no, I'm not going to bother. Or she will come and we'll take the dog. So
Yeah.
it's totally changed the way that, like, now if I have a rest day, like if I've been singing on Saturday night, I think I'm not going to bother go for a walk on Sunday. Come sort of dinner time, I'm a little bit sort of, I should be going out, be going out and doing something. So yeah, it's still a long way to go. I still think I would still like to lose another 50, 60 pounds if possible, I think.
Well, you look really good.
Well, that's very kind of you. You don't look so
Well
bad
done.
yourself.
You must feel much better as well.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
miles better.
I love walking once you get out there.
Yeah, it's like I think on the 7 o'clock hour, I didn't have anybody to talk to, and I put my back in a minute video on, which is like 10 minutes long, went and had a wee, came back, and I was nearly nodding off in the chair. I was so tired. And I thought, if I go for a walk, that's either going to give me the invigoration that I need, or it's going to finish me and I'm not going to be any good for the next 11 hours. And I feel that I'm sort of ready to go now for the next 11 hours. So I don't know what it'd be like in a couple of hours' time. It might be terrible, but I got some good people to talk to. That's I think what helps more than anything else. Well, no, that's what I mean. It's like having you guys having a bit of fun with the quiz and everything like that is what keeps it going. If it was, that was the thing no disrespect to the people I spoke to last year, but I spoke to the executive producer of The Simpsons last year at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I cannot remember a single thing that he said because my brain was just like fizzing.
Yeah.
And here's someone who's like mega successful on a show that I love, speaking to me directly from Beverly Hills. And I honestly, I don't think I even asked him a question. I think it was just he was talking, because it's like my brain is just in a fizz. But I'm hoping that being a little bit lighter and a bit fitter, that it'll get me through to 8 o'clock. And I'm not, and it's no pun, I'm not fishing for anything here. But last year, that fish and chips I got at like 7 o'clock or whatever it was, oh my God, that was the best fish and chips I've ever had in my life.
No, hang on. Carry on, Pav'S.
No, it was just, I don't know what it was, whether it was the fact that I hadn't eaten properly like for 24 hours. I've got my little provisions here, which is a lot more healthier than it was this time last year. Last year it was Haribos and Maltesers and stuff. This year it's cranberry juice and like grapes and stuff. But
listen, Pav'S, let me tell you, because Emma mentioned it yesterday that we brought you up fish and chips, and I said, well, we can do that again, other than we can't deliver it tonight because there's nobody there tonight that can drive. But if somebody can pick it up for you, we're happy to send you up some fish and chips.
I wasn't, like I say, I wasn't saying that to get some more. I mean, if there's, I can ask my missus. If my missus can come and get them, I'll let you know. I'll message you and let you know.
Yeah.
Let
me know.
I will do.
Definitely. Like I say, Emma mentioned it yesterday, so
yeah.
Maybe message Emma because Joe's going to be drunk.
No, I can still message. Trust me.
So I take it. This little drinky poos here isn't just because you're here. Then this is a full-on session for the day, is it?
No, this is for you. This is for you.
Just for you.
However, me, Vicky, and Joe are going to Bristol at 11.
Oh my Lord!
So we'll be drinking from now. And Sharon and Claire are going out for lunch for Sharon's birthday.
Oh, that would be messy.
On it.
Which we weren't invited to.
Because you're not here.
So Sharon, when's your birthday? It's not today, is it?
No, it's Monday.
Monday.
Yeah,
Well,
Monday.
happy birthday for
Yeah.
Monday, Sharon.
Thank you very much. I'm not one for birthdays. I could do without them.
21 again.
Yeah, 21.
She's
I mean, I
about
feel it should.
107 now.
It should be it should be a national holiday, surely. Shouldn't you have like shouldn't Cirencester do their own version of Trooping the Colour on your birthday?
Well, it's always good to have a bank holiday Monday, so should we all just not go to work on Monday?
That's a fantastic idea. I think that's exactly what we should do.
Then we can have another one, and we can have that as her official birthday. So there's like the Queen used to have the real birthday and the official birthday.
Yeah.
And I think what we should do is you should get like a load of burly men, get some of the rugby players to like have this like barge thing where they hoist you up and they carry you through the streets of Siren, and everybody throws rose petals at you. I think that'd be wonderful.
Throw rose petals at you.
We might do that for our 70th.
I was gonna say it's too much to sort out in like a day and a half, isn't it? We're never gonna get it done for this year, but
We're all a bit busy.
we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out.
Pavo, are you booked to go anywhere this year?
Yes, actually. One I can't talk about because it's a surprise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's it
And
surprise for?
I can't say that either. I can't say that either.
Oh.
But we're going to Northern Ireland in August. We went
Nice.
a couple of years at Belfast. We went a couple of years ago, which was a trip that was supposed to have been for my missus's 50th, but it was all cancelled because of COVID, or it was postponed because of COVID. So we had to then go and do it again. And that was to go and do all the Game of Thrones stuff, but we couldn't do that. So we did the Titanic Museum and all that. So it was really, really nice. Belfast, never been there before. And go and see about all the history and like during the Troubles and stuff like that. It's fascinating. But this time
it's quite a place to go to, isn't it? Because you do feel drawn to those kind of areas, and you sort of you see the names and you think, oh, that's quite. It all kind of for our age group that knows of all the things like the Falls Road and that sort of stuff. And I remember when I went to the Forum Hotel, which used to be called its name every time it got bombed.
right.
And yeah, but everyone was in there, you know, like everyone was coming in. They'd have been doing their shopping, so there'd be all, you know, all the ladies were there shopping, and a few people having a few drinks, and it was really, and that was over 30 years ago now, so it was quite soon after the Troubles, so it was
Right. That was the weird thing. We did like the open top bus thing where you could jump on and off, and the guys, you're going down a normal street, and the guy would say, "Oh, that roundabout just there, that's where they had a gunfight," and there's black flags everywhere, and people's like murals on the side of the buildings where they're the people that died of hunger strike, and you think, my God, it just sounds awful that they lived in there was certain roads that got closed at 10 o'clock and you weren't allowed to go across that road, otherwise you were going to end up getting shot or something. It's just
the wrong street, you'd be dead.
Oh my God, it's just frightening, but it was fascinating. But we're going to do all of the there's a Game of Thrones studio tour now, so we're going to go and do that, and then we're going to go and do the day-long tour of all this, like where they shot a lot of the series and stuff.
Is there that road where all the trees go across
Yes.
it?
Yeah. King's Way or something. I think it's got. My missus knows more about all the Game of. I'm a Star Wars and stuff. She knows all about the Game of Thrones. But yeah, looking forward to that. And it's also that one day. It's like 9 hours where you're on a coach and you go to Giant's Causeway and all those sort of places. This time last year, I couldn't have done that, I don't think, because you're going to be doing a lot of walking. Whereas now, I think it's going to be a breeze. You know, it's going to be like, let's go and do it. And yeah, so there's that. And then next year, the plan is to try and get to America for our 30th wedding anniversary. That's
To Florida?
to Florida, yes. Yeah, it's going to go Disney World and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Northern Ireland in the 80s.
Did you?
So we didn't go to Belfast. You know, it's never somewhere back then that I'd ever think that people would go to as a visit. But now I've heard it's beautiful.
It is. I was really surprised, and everybody was so. You always think, oh, Belfast, are they going to be nice to like British people? You just don't know English people, you know. But everyone was lovely, and it was just like some of the places we went to, like the Titanic Museum, is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to think that that's where that ship was, like in those big massive docks and stuff. But I would recommend anybody to go to that. And to answer your question, Claire, yes. Just to answer your question yes.
Oh, okay. I saw that question.
Did you see that question? Yes. Yeah, so that's our plan for for this, yeah. And then we normally go away for a weekend, like the first weekend of December, but we haven't decided on that, and that's going to depend, I think, on money more than anything else, whether we can afford it with everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
you know, it's just how it is,
So
isn't it?
what else have you got planned for the rest of today then, Pavo? Any
Right.
sort of,
So
like,
yeah, good
major,
question.
major highlights?
Yeah. Well, we've got
We are highlight.
obviously everything's downhill from now. Obviously. So all of the thousands that we've got watching now, it's just the viewing figures are going to
Yeah.
drop off at 10 o'clock. But we got
Yeah.
Giles Paley Phillips coming up, who's somebody that's been a friend of ours. He's a podcaster, but also a fantastic author. He's coming up after you.
Who was that? Sorry, who was that?
Giles
chatting
Paley
us off.
Phillips, his name is.
Okay.
Lovely guy. Then we got another author, Lucy Nichol, coming at 11. Actor Nathan Pegler at 12. Michelle Milliner at 1 o'clock. Then we've got a WTAF This Country reunion from our old podcast at 2. A couple of our podcasting friends at 3 and 4. My son is going to come and join me in here, so that's going to be a squeeze. Another podcasting friend at 6, and then the last hour party at 7. So what I have said, and what happened last year, I think we were something like 60-70 pounds away from, I think it was like 1,500 quid or 1,700 quid for the Stroke Association, because that was the bit that we needed to sort of bump up a little bit. So I said, if we can get to it by the end of the hour, I would take my hat off, because I don't take my hat off for anybody.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, my missus is probably the only person that ever sees me without a hat on. That's, you know, it's just a thing. And I think it was my cousin-in-law that finally paid the last sort of 50 odd pounds to get over the top with like 12 minutes to go. So I only had to spend 12 minutes without a hat on, and we got to the target. So we're going to have a look and see what the target is, or where we are at 7 o'clock. And I might make some ridiculous, you know, £200 more, and I'll take my hat off, and we'll see whether we can get that last little bit. And we'll see. I shall text you or message you and let you know. See if you have a whip round, and maybe you can do it. That'll be fun.
Still got Russell's credit.
I have been sort of blown away just with how generous a lot of people have been. I mean, all of you must see this with, you know, the stuff you do for Relay for Life, but it is very humbling, especially. I was talking to you, Joe, wasn't I, on like New Year's Eve about, I don't know whether to do this year, because the whole, you know, cost of living crisis and all that stuff. It feels is it distasteful to come and ask people for money? But in the end, charities need the money as well.
Yeah.
And
you know,
if they haven't got it,
No.
so you know.
that's right. But I just and you know, you're always going to get someone that's going to criticize. And again, touch wood, nobody has, from what I've seen. You know, everybody's been
If you can't afford it, don't.
exactly.
There's no pressure on anyone.
No.
And understands.
And the thing is, it's all, you know, even if you were only to raise £100, which clearly you're not going to, it's going to be way more than that. That's £100 more than they'd had before.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I know it
Yeah.
sounds, I'm not quoting textbooks here, but every little helps.
No,
you know,
exactly.
it does add up.
Exactly.
I always say a little and a little and a little makes a
A
lot.
lot, yeah.
So that's, you know, it doesn't matter whether it's a penny, a pound, or £100.
Yeah.
It all helps. It
Yeah.
really does, doesn't it?
There you go. And that's Her Majesty saying that, everybody.
Yeah.
So it's by royal decree. So, you know, so all of the donation links are there. So please keep donating. No, that's it. I mean, I put the QR codes. I mean, I don't quite understand how they work, but I put those up, and hopefully that's a way of doing it. But like I say, so many people have done it so far, and it's very humbling, I must admit. So,
I think it is, Pav'S, people do it because they love you. That's the thing at the end of the day. You know, people are doing this for you because, you know, you give so much to the community.
Yeah.
You give a hell of a lot to the community, and you're so well loved by everybody.
Everyone,
So
yeah.
they do it for you.
well,
Cheers to you, Pav'S.
no.
For
Don't, because you genuinely will make me cry, and I don't want to cry yet. So I've still got another God knows how many hours to go. So it's really not a good thing. But I appreciate that. Thank you. But it's like I've always said. I said there's not many people that I will like say straight away say yes if they ask me to do something. But I mean, Sharon, you, and all the gang, Joe as well. Anytime when it comes to Relay for Life, if
Into this.
but if you it's that thing, you want me to do something, then I'm there. As long as I haven't got anything already booked, obviously, because then you feel like you're letting those people down. But anyway,
She pinches our arms and makes us do stuff.
but that's the way you get people to do things, though, isn't it? You like beat them into submission, and then they go, "Yes, I'll do it, Sharon. Fine."
I had to do a video to say why we relay, and I think myself and Chloe Ann both said because Sharon tells us to.
That's how it is, though. That's how it is. I think I'm going to let you ladies carry on with your day. Okay, I'm going to go and have a wee, and get ready for the next.
I'd like to point out that we had Wally in our midst.
Yeah, where's Wally?
Oh, right, very good. I didn't notice that.
I said it myself.
So yeah, that's very
Where's
good.
Wally?
I didn't realise it was fancy dress. I didn't realise that's what you were doing.
We didn't either.
No, I went to bed with my hair wet, and it's like this.
Oh right.
And then Pav'S
No.
on.
Yeah.
You could do a joint, take your hat off.
Yeah, we could. I mean, if I could borrow some of that hair as well, Joe, that'd be wonderful. That'd be lovely.
Oh, did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
What did she say?
Jo Jones just said she'll donate £25 an hour if I take my hat off, so I will. So she owes you £25. Thank you.
I will say it'd take a damn sight more than that for me to take my hat off. I'll tell you that for a fact.
So she owes you £25. Oh, I've got £5 for something.
Oh. You've got £5 for something.
I had £5 in my pocket, so I thought, oh, I'll give it to you. £5 for 60 seconds. We'll ask you quiz questions.
I don't know. Have you got 60 seconds worth of quiz questions?
I don't know. Yeah, we
should
can
have
find
planned it.
So if I give this £5 to Jo Jones, she can donate £30. Okay.
But what?
25 for me to
So
take my-
right. Am I getting that £5 just for you asking me questions, or I got to get a certain amount of questions right?
No,
just
to
for
ask
asking.
you, and you've got to answer.
Well, obviously, yeah. I suppose, yeah. I can put the timer on. So when you've got some questions,
Yeah, have you got some?
you got some.
Yeah, okay then, right.
Right.
60 seconds.
Can you use your lady?
Yeah, when the ladies. Where are you going to do
The
it?
game
No, she
begins
can write the
in
answer.
3,
Okay, so yeah.
1.
Ready?
Go.
In which part of your body would you find the cruciate ligament?
That's in your foot, innit? Your ankle.
No,
No.
knee.
Oh bollocks. Oh,
How many of Henry VIII's wives were called Catherine?
2.
Wrong. 3. Okay. Which popular video game franchise has released games with subtitles World at War and Black Ops?
Call of Duty.
Correct.
Yes. How many films have Al Pacino and Robert De Niro appeared in together?
4.
Correct. Yay. What is the smallest planet in our solar system?
Pluto.
It's not a planet anymore. Incorrect.
Oh, shit.
Mercury.
Oh, I gotta stop swearing because Mercury, was it?
Yes.
You got 2.
I got 2. At least I'm on the board. Thank you.
You got 2 more than I did.
Thank you.
You're trying
person with an actual degree.
You're trying to be on a par with Madge with a badge, aren't you?
I am. Look at that. Well, I got same as Sharon, same as Claire,
Madge.
same as Robin, Anna, and Corrie as well. Look, there you go.
Okay, well.
Enjoy the rest of your
Well
day,
Yeah.
Pav'S.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Pav.
Bless you all and have a lovely day. Stay safe.
And you.
Bye.
And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, bless them. Bless them, bless them, bless them. Right, let's get that back on. Right, I think I got another. Just bear with me a second. Right, let me just check, see if we got any. Oh, actually, we got a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a look at that then. That's wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the donations there. That is awesome. Just bear with me a sec. Sorry. I know, Claire. Yes, I know. I just got distracted with some of these things. I've got people messaging me, asking me stuff, so I'm holding it in as much as I can. Oh God, it will run down my leg in a minute. Just to let you know, it's just getting there. I just need to get this. Okay, right there. That's it. Lovely. I'll say goodbye to the ladies who are there, and I'll say that. Thank you very much, ladies, and I will be back in a second, and be here with Giles Paley Phillips, and we're going to talk podcasts and talk some about his books and all of that shenanigans. See you in a minute. Okay, welcome back. Before Giles joins us at 10, we have a sponsor for this hour. Apricity. I hope I'm saying that right. Apricity Property. We are Apricity Property, and we provide short-term lets in Cirencester, suitable for people working in the area or for those needing short-term accommodation whilst work is going on in their own home, and also visiting the Cotswolds for holidays. For more details, go to www.apricity, APRICITY, property.co.uk. www.apricityproperty.co.uk. And I thank Apricity Property for sponsoring this hour. Thank you so much. Giles will be joining us momentarily. He is a beacon of positivity on what can sometimes be the crap hole that is social media. I've known Giles since we sort of started podcasting. He came on our WTAF podcast and also our Top 10 podcast as well. He has his own podcast, which we will get him to talk about, and obviously talk about his books that he has. I've read one of them, and I'm not a book reader, but the way he writes his books is very, very good. It's all done in, not every book, but the book that I read of his. We'll get him to talk about it, because that's what it's all about. So he will be with me shortly, and there you go. He will be with me a sec. So we're now at £1,107 on the Stroke Association page. And after talking to Sharon, it seems that it's about level. So I'm going to class that it's the same on both. So we're around £2,200 altogether. So that's unbelievable. So thank you so much. Oh my goodness, Karen, don't tempt me with jumbleberry jam. Don't tempt me with that, because I literally will eat that straight out the jar. I will. Hey Rupert. Hey Mary. Yeah, honestly, that kind of stuff. I was doing that with the final remnants of the pineapple jam that I had off you. I was just fingering it out the jar yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. But oh my god, yeah, that's something something special as well. That jam, goodness me. Oh, so what is it? 10 o'clock. We have 10 hours to go. 10 hours to go. So that would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more guests, and the last hour party at the end. Yes, Nathan, you're on at midday. So yeah, we're just waiting for Giles to turn up now. Just have a little play. Oh, Giles is there. Oh, flowers. I'm not sure what that is. Let's we'll stick with that just for a second until the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, Giles Paley Phillips is here.
Hey Pav, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm very well. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I just, you know, always technical issues when
mate,
you're in a rush.
I know. You know, I go in the same circles with you when it comes to podcasting, and you know, most of the time it doesn't ever go the way you want it to go. But to be fair, I must admit I've been using this Restream.
Yeah, tell me about Restream, because I've never heard of it.
Well, I used it last year, but I used it through Zoom. So it's a way of being able to, you can connect. I mean, I've paid for this month. I'm going to cancel. I better not say it too loud because they'll cut me off. I've paid for it for 1 month.
Yeah,
because it means that on the free plan, and I am no way endorsed by Restream, so I'm not.
yeah.
Not like I've got this for free.
Other platforms are available.
Indeed, other platforms are available, but for things like all of these very smart little where our names are. And obviously putting things like overlays on like that.
Nice,
or
yeah.
You can do let me see if I can get that
and does it give you a to get the audio afterwards as well?
I think you can. I haven't, to be fair, because I was worried about, I was actually on the like the help call.
Yeah.
Talking to them, because what I was worried about is, because it's a 24-hour thing, I was worried that there was some kind of storage that it goes into, and if I end up going over it, you get charged for so many megabytes or whatever. But you don't. So what happens is the Restream will live stream for 24 hours. They'll go on for as long as you want it to. But things like if you're going to Facebook and Twitter, I think Facebook and YouTube will stop the live stream after 4 hours.
Sure.
And Twitter after 6 hours. So what you basically have to do is there's these toggles, you toggle out and then you have to go back in again.
Right, okay.
So that's one of the good things. But things like this kind of thing.
Hey, look at that.
So that kind of stuff is like really,
that's
really cool
for this, because I guess you can put up your like where to donate and all that kind of jazz.
All of that kind of stuff. So that's great. And there's so many, like all the graphics things. There's video clips that that's what I've been using. Like if I'm having a break, I put on a little video that says back in a mo, and it cuts your mic off, so you haven't got to worry about it. The only thing that I didn't know is I was sat here just like having some grapes and some cranberry juice, and the video finished, and I looked up and realized that the live feed was back on again. So it was a good job at like whatever it was, 3 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't thinking to myself, it's early in the morning, no one's going to be watching.
Yeah.
I think I might just like have a bit of a stretch or something. I was a bit worried.
Yeah.
But on the free version, you can only, I think it's 2 accounts, so like one Facebook and a Twitter.
Okay.
And you don't get any of these overlays and anything like that.
That's really interesting. Yeah, because I've been thinking about other ways of recording with guests for the podcast and stuff. But I guess I mean, obviously I record this end anyway, with my Rodecaster and stuff. So I want just finding other ways of doing it. Zoom's all right, but it's got its limitations.
Yeah, and I must admit that although I think it was 15 quid, I think, a month.
Well, that's the same. Zoom costs that a month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you can't, like I say, I spend the majority of my Sundays editing the Zoom, going into, I think, Wondershare. I haven't got whatever the really expensive one is, and having to do all that and put my own overlays. If it's something like this where it's automatically on there, and you can put backgrounds in and you can put logos and all that kind of stuff. I think it might look like something. I just need to work out, like you say, I've got a Rodecaster Pro, so I can get the audio for the podcast on that. And if it means that I can do all the post-production in camera, if you like, it seems to me like it's going to be a lifesaver, really.
No brainer. Yeah, if you can, and if you can have the I mean, obviously this is going to be a mammoth amount of footage, but I guess if you're doing an hour podcast and you can just upload that footage, that's
because I know that what we're doing now, you can download or upload it afterwards, which is great. I mean, I'm not doing that with these because obviously the files will be too big, but like you say, for
25 gigs of audio,
exactly. Well, that was what I was worried about, because I thought, well, if I'm going to be live streaming for 24 hours, that's going to be a hell of a lot of that's a hell of a lot of footage and a hell of a lot of gigabytes, like you say. But
so I know this is all very geeky, and probably people who are listening or watching this will be very bored by this, but so obviously with things like I've used Riverside, where which is a bit like Zencaster, it like remotely records your microphones.
Right.
Is this more like Zoom, and it just records like the audio as a?
Well, I think there is a setting somewhere where you can have the audio separated. I haven't gone in, because to be fair, like I say, I was just wanting to make sure that the live stream was going to be great for this.
Live stream,
I haven't delved too much into all of what it can do, but the more I've used it, and the more it seems to be, I mean, for the live stream, apart from one person who had trouble their side with the sound, not being able to hear it very well, which I think was just, I'm sure there was just a toggle that they didn't toggle or untoggle.
Well, blame them.
Yeah. I'm going to. But it seems like everything else has been very, very easy. It's just been very, very easy to do. So,
well, that's what you want when you're doing something like this as well. You want it to be as straightforward as possible.
Absolutely.
Yoga. So how long have you been awake now?
So, well, I had a little bit of a sleep yesterday afternoon. No, what day are we on? Yeah, yesterday afternoon. So I woke up around about 4:30, I think. So it's been from 4:30 till, but that was 4:30 on Friday.
Yeah.
To now. So it's been. I honestly don't even want to work out the maths. My brain isn't going to be capable. I'm using all the bandwidth I've got, to be fair.
Yeah. But you can finish today at around 4-ish, is what you're saying.
No, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Oh, right.
Yeah, so I woke up from my sleep at like 4, but I started last night at 8 o'clock.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So it will be, by the time I finish, I'll have been up 28 hours.
Wow, man.
So it's
so what's keeping you going? I mean, obviously the grapes and the cranberry juice, but what else is keeping you going?
Talking to people, I mean, some of the conversations I had last night with some of my American friends, Lisa B came out. I mean, she was obviously ripe to be to confess a few things last night. It was eye-opening and jaw-dropping at the same time. It was fantastic. So stuff like that, but also, like I say, I didn't have anybody to talk to at 7 o'clock this morning, and I was on my ass a little bit, and I put my Back in the Mo video on, which is like 10 minutes long, went and had a wee, came back, sat in the chair, and my head was nodding, and I thought I need to go out for a walk. So I'd already scheduled in to do a walk at 8 o'clock. So I went and did that, had like a 40-minute walk, and that sort of has invigorated me now. I feel like that fresh air. Just had a really good conversation with Sharon, who does the Cirencester Relay for Life, which is one of the charities that I'm doing it for.
Fantastic.
And the fact that I made sure that the target was lower this year because of, as we were saying earlier on, the cost of living crisis. So I really didn't know whether to do it this year, because I thought, should you be asking people for money when money is tight? So
It's
I made
hard,
a point
isn't
of
it? Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, like, you raise loads of money for charity and stuff, and but the charities need the money as well.
And that's the thing. That is the thing. And I think, I mean, what do they say? Like, I think, like, children in need, they often say that, or Comic Relief, that they in living crisis is like when the chips are down for most people, actually people end up being more generous in some respects, because they know that it's a tricky time for everybody. So I think it is always hard to ask all the time, though, isn't it? I totally get that. Yeah,
it is. I mean, the thing is, last year I think between the two charities, I think it was around about 3,500 that we raised, and so I thought there's no way we're going to raise that much, So I just put it £1,000 for each charity. If we could get to that, that's amazing. And we're at 1,107 last time I looked.
Oh, you'll smash it, man.
Each.
You'll smash it.
So that's what 2,200 so
There
far.
you go.
So
that's amazing.
and we've still got 10 hours to go. So it's fantastic. And it like I said to Sharon earlier on, it does make you feel humble, and just the fact that, like you say, there are wonderful people out there. And that the generosity is out there, and that's the beautiful thing about it all. So what about
Pav,
you, man?
I'm just going with this because this is live.
Yes,
I've just got a message from my wife saying she wants. There's a cardigan in the cupboard behind me that she wants. So can you bear with me for 1 second while I grab it out? Of course. So amuse yourselves.
Yes, no problem. I'm just going to look at the bed, because look at that lovely bed. Wouldn't that be nice just to have a quick sleep in that bed? Oh, I don't know. Oh, don't worry, Nathan. We will sort it out. Don't worry. That was very techie, that stuff that we just talked about there, Nathan. Don't worry. That's all to do with the setting up of it. Honestly, all you need to do is open Google Chrome, take that link, copy it into Google Chrome, and then click on it, and you should be good to go. So don't worry about it, and we'll try and sort the things out anyway. Don't worry.
Ciao.
There you go.
Sorry about that. My wife. So last Christmas, she bought me an on-air sign for outside the door, so the kids know not to come in the room when I've got the on-air sign on. And she's like, "You haven't put your on-air sign on." So it is now on. So I would not be disturbed for the rest of this.
Don't worry. I was just fantasizing about that bed. The bed looks
I know.
lovely.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's lovely and comfy and warm. And I just want to sort of like reach into the screen and just grab a pillow. And
I know. It's always funny because we're not gifted with lots of space in our house. We've obviously got two teenage boys who require a bedroom each these days. So I have to set up my offices in the bedroom, unfortunately. In an ideal world, we'd have some other space. I'm always envious of your little room there. That you've got all your stuff, because I've got all this. I've got loads of Lego and stuff over this side of it. You obviously can't see it. And all my books and stuff, and my guitars on the wall. But obviously, I'd be nice to have those things behind me, really. But such is life.
Such is life, indeed. When I used to have my setup where I was set up over there, you used to be able to see like all my Star Wars helmets that are up on the wall here.
Yes.
But then but then I've got a lot more space here, because since COVID, like Neil hasn't been coming into the shed.
Yeah.
We don't have guests coming in here. It used to get quite toasty in here if you had like four people in here. Now there's a lot more space, but I've got so much crap on all the walls. It's like it doesn't really matter where the camera's pointing. It's going to point at something that
Yeah.
sort of from a distance looks cool, you know.
I love all the memorabilia. It's brilliant, man.
Well, I moved my lightsabers into here, which are lightsabers that I got from Galaxy's Edge in Disney World, and they are proper.
They're like proper ones.
They're like proper, like metal. Got a bit of heft to them,
Oh,
and
goodness, yeah.
this is one of the ones that you got to put the blade in because they all work as well.
Oh, so they light up, do they?
Have I got the? Yeah, let me put the.
Oh, amazing, man. Yeah, my so my youngest Sonny is like Star Wars obsessed.
Really?
And and we've got lots of like the sort of toy lightsabers. I think we've got about 6 of them. So he's got pretty much all the main character lightsabers. But
yeah, I went crazy when we went to Disneyland. Went to Galaxy's Edge, and I was only going to get Luke's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. That was the only one I was going to get.
Yeah.
And I ended up walking out with 6 different lightsabers. My poor credit card took such a beating. I got this one actually.
Yeah, what's your favorite one? Actually, I'm interested to know what your favorite would be.
Oh, excuse me, that's that one. So I don't know if you've seen anything about Galaxy's Edge.
No, I don't know much about it.
Do you not?
No, tell me.
I cried like a baby going in.
It's basically like make me cry. Actually,
yeah, it's a planet called Batuu, right? And everybody that works there, so all the Disney people that work there, they're in character. They are citizens of Batuu. Really? So once you go in there, you are part of the story, if you like. So everything is, you pay for everything by credits. You don't pay by dollars. That you can get green and blue milk. There is a full-size Millennium Falcon in the spaceport. Then you can go and ride in the Millennium Falcon. So there's like a ride that it's just it's unbelievable. It is genuinely unbelievable. And there are characters like Kylo Ren or just stormtroopers are going around. And then they have what is the souvenir shop, if you like, called it's Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities. That's what it is. Den of Antiquities, yeah. So all the stuff in there is sort of stuff that this person has collected and is then selling on to other people. So it's all great. I mean, it gets a lot of stick for being, but it's just Disney and they're getting all their money and stuff. But I'm a sucker for it. But one of the things
they can't keep making the shows if you don't give them a bit of money.
Exactly. But the one thing you can do is you can build your own lightsaber.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. So you have to like book a time slot, and they're like rocking horse shit. You've got to get in there at the right time. And what you do is you choose which particular style of lightsaber you want, and then each part you can choose like one or the other. So you can have, and then what happens is like each part.
So just
screws out, and then you make your own lightsaber. But it's a whole show. There's about 12 people. And then there's a guy in the middle, and it's all like scripted. And he will say so inside my lightsaber in here, I'm going to take everything off. There's a kyber crystal.
Yeah.
So you have to choose what color kyber crystal you're going to have.
It's like Build-A-Bear.
It's exactly like Build-A-Bear. It's exactly like Build-A-Bear. But it's so brilliantly done that because you just get, I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, you get sucked into the whole thing of it. And you can also buy extra kyber crystals.
Oh, okay.
That then so whatever color. So I think I chose green. Yeah, I chose green. So when you put the blade in, it will light up green. But if you want to, so what you do then is you go and buy
an additional one,
more kyber crystals, and then you can swap out that one's like a white one.
Okay.
So that would be so when you put that into your lightsaber, that will light up white. So I ended up buying every color.
So they're actually proper crystals then.
So they are, I mean, they're not.
Well, you know what I mean, but
but and the thing is, like the red ones, which obviously is Sith.
Yeah.
Every so often they will put a black kyber crystal inside the red thing. So it is when they first opened, it was that thing you got to hunt for the black kyber crystal.
Right. Yeah.
And then YouTube is just full of like where people have bought 50 of the bloody red ones. And I ended up buying, I think, 5 red ones, hoping I might get. So it ends up being
quite expensive.
Something like that. You see.
Oh, wow.
But then obviously there's
different
so cool some different colors, and there are also other things there. I can't remember what they're called. There's like this little box, and you put this in it, and then it will play voices. And
Oh my God,
it's just unbelievable.
sounds
It's an unbelievable
amazing.
place. And again, it gets a lot of shit because it's Disney, just getting your money. But as an experience, if you're a
Yeah,
Star Wars
exactly.
fan, there is nothing
Oh.
better than walking and standing in front of the Millennium Falcon. And
Yeah.
I spent a day. My wife and everyone else that came with us. My wife had half a day and said, "Yeah, I'm done now. That's fine. We're
Yeah,
going to go
yeah.
off and see other things."
That's
I
enough
stayed
Star Wars.
there while the sun went down, just in front of the
Ah.
Millennium. I stayed an hour and a half, just sat there watching it because the detail is it's real. It's there in
Yeah.
front of you. It's a tangible thing. Let me just put a. I'm getting all geeky now, so I'm gonna.
No, it's good, man. I like it. I like it.
I'll put a blade in this one. I think that's not the right blade.
This is cool.
But it's so clever. No, that's not the right blade. Where is it? It's that one. That's the one. Sorry.
Okay. No, don't
Right.
worry. It's cool.
So
And it makes noises as well, right? Oh my God. It's like how bright that is.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
So there you go. So that's
That's a blue one.
That's blue, and that's Luke's.
That's Luke's. Yeah.
That's the original.
Yeah, that's
A
the New Hope one, right? Yeah.
Lightsaber, that one.
Oh
And
my
the thing
God,
is, you got to pay extra for the blade and stuff.
Yeah.
But
That's amazing.
they are. I don't know quite how battle ready they are. To be fair, I've never really given them a good smack as such. But then let's see what we got. Oh, I'll do Darth Vader's. Just bear with me a sec. So I ended up getting from Galaxy's Edge. I got Darth Vader's lightsaber. I got the original A New Hope lightsaber. I got Luke's from Return of the Jedi. Kylo Ren's, and then I also got Obi-Wan Kenobi's from Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And then just after Christmas, I also got the Obi-Wan Kenobi from Kenobi, and which was the one that he had in A New Hope as well. Yeah, so
mate. Wow.
That's
I'm just they're so bright, aren't they? That's amazing.
Yeah, they actually come over really well on the video.
Yeah, I was gonna say they do, yeah.
With what they are. But yeah, I love them just as a thing to look at.
Yeah.
They are just
well, they are yeah, I mean the whole kind of mythology around the lightsabers and stuff is cool. I mean, obviously there's so much has gone into Star Wars and the stories and everything. But I love all the kind of mythology around the tools and the way they're
and it's the fact that it feels like it's lived in as well. It's not shiny and it's some of it is dirty and grubby, and the fact that you look at the Millennium Falcon and it's just oil marks everywhere and everything,
and wires
nothing looks clean. It's just it's been from one side of the galaxy to the other, and I love all that.
I guess that, I mean, going back to the films, I guess you could argue why they've kind of returned to that vibe aesthetically.
Yes,
because people love that more than the kind of, I mean, I'm not a massive fan of the prequels, and my boys like it. Or Sonny will, I think Revenge of the Sith he enjoys as a movie, but the others he can kind of take or leave.
Yeah.
But because they were so glossy and CGI, I think that was a lot of people really didn't like that, and actually we like that, the tactile feeling of like you say, the the rebels have got these old ships that they've kind of banged together, and it's all a bit kind of rustic and
I completely agree. And the thing is, because it's lightsabers and helmets, they're the two things that I love. And I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 6 helmets as well. But it's the Mandalorian. That's the one that it's a beautiful. It's just, I know it's only plastic, but.
So this is from the show Mandalorian, or is this is a Boba Fett one? Oh, okay, yeah. So it's the Mandalorian one.
That's the it's the Black series. So I didn't get this from Galaxy's Edge. This was from just the Black series one.
Yeah.
And that one, I think did I have it set? Yeah, I have got it set. I don't know how you turn it on though, but it's got a.
Has it got a voice changery type thing in it?
I don't think this one has, but it has got a light. But I can never remember how to turn the bloody thing on. There is a button somewhere about how to turn. Oh, there it is. Can you see? It's got a.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you can swap that little bit off just for a normal
Oh, can you? Okay,
bit
that's
like
cool.
that. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't remember it.
It's quite handy if you're walking through the malls or something. Just
Yeah.
wear that.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, imagine you're just like walking past someone who's wearing a Boba Fett helmet with a light on.
But yeah, so I have got a Boba Fett helmet, and I've also got Luke's X-wing helmet and a Darth Vader helmet, and
Nice.
then a First Order Stormtrooper and an original Stormtrooper.
So we've only got one. We've got a clone trooper helmet, which I found in a
Really?
charity shop when the kids were like tiny and didn't really know what Star Wars was. It was like $5, and I was like, I'm gonna get that. And it's got like the voice changery thing in it.
Right.
It's got like it's got like a button on the side. You can do various different things. So it's got like some set sounds.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's got the voice changer thing, which doesn't really change your voice that much.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, it's like like kind of thing, and it makes it sound a bit robotic, I suppose. But
Yeah, I don't know how to turn that light off.
But then,
I'll
no,
leave
you're
it
gonna have that till the battery runs out. But that's the thing now. The replica stuff, even like the sort of more like you go in like Menkind or something, and the replica stuff is so good now.
Yeah.
Unbelievable,
Right.
really.
I think I was watching the making of The Force Awakens, and J.J. Abrams was saying that like now they use replica lightsabers on set, so that
Wow, okay,
a lot of the time they don't need to do the like post production of the lightsaber like color because it's
Oh,
already
that's
there.
interesting.
Because they're so good now, they don't need to do that. They don't need to put it in post production. It's already there.
That's interesting, and it probably makes it easier to have those kind of hand-to-hand combats as well. Possibly if you've got the real thing.
Yeah, and I think things like when they're showing the lightsaber in their pupils and stuff, that's not post production. That's there because they've got like good.
Oh
quality.
God, you imagine that would take hours, wouldn't it? To do all that extra CGI on. Oh God, I don't even think about things like that. God, which they would have had a problem with in Phantom Menace and stuff when they did, because I remember seeing like the behind the scenes where they were sort of fighting with like stick lightsabers almost.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. But I can remember watching that little bit when Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi have that first bit together, and it's like they're just smacking the crap out of each other, and then they come away. I remember watching that for the first time, and I lost my shit on that. I thought, oh my God, this is the coolest thing.
And I'd argue that's probably one of the best bits still in all the prequels. Like
without a doubt, it's the best lightsaber fight without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. Apologies, everyone. We are really geeking out. We really are. So I'm not going to apologize because I do feel that like I felt like I sort of fell out of love with Star Wars after Rise of Skywalker, because I was so disappointed with the way that it all ended. That a lot of the stuff in that just didn't make any sense. And
I was really disappointed because and going back, I was thinking, Force Awakens maybe wasn't. I mean, it's just a remake of New Hope a little bit. There's some interesting things in there, some themes and stuff. Last Jedi, I think, was slightly maybe more underrated, although I know like it's a bit Marmite for some people.
It's it's very it's what started like the whole divisive being a Star Wars fan thing, which was a shame. But
but for me, Rogue One is brilliant.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, did you watch Andor?
Yeah, we've just started it because we've just been watching Willow, so we've got do you know what, I've loved Willow.
I've not seen it.
Because I've seen the movie a couple of times, maybe, but not for a long time. So I kind of forgot the story. Yeah. And the kids were like, "Oh, we want to watch Willow." And I was like, okay. Like I wasn't like that fussed about it, but we've loved it. Really enjoyed it. It's like, it's just nice to watch something as a family.
Yeah.
And the Disney series seem to be the thing where we come together and all watch stuff together.
Right.
And we watched one episode of Andor, but I've only heard good things about it.
Right. It is. Yeah. It's great. It's a lot of it sometimes doesn't feel like a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Whereas with The Mandalorian and like that Book of Boba Fett, there was a lot of fan service in that.
Yeah,
there was oh look, I remember him. I remember that character. I remember this bit.
Yeah.
There isn't.
We're going to CGI Luke.
Yeah. But The Mandalorian is what brought me back to loving Star Wars. I think everything, the design, the production design of it all,
fantastic.
You can't beat it. I could just sit and watch just him in costume.
Yeah.
And he apparently now he wanders around with Grogu, with Baby Yoda in Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, really?
He has a little animatronic Baby Yoda, so he'll wander around in full character. And Yeah, and will interact with people. And that, so.
I think Jon Favreau is a brilliant filmmaker. I've
I
just
agree.
thought that for years. He makes really interesting and very different kind of movies and stuff, and I just think he's fantastic. And I think he's got a really good sensibility around kind of things like like big franchise stuff. He's actually really good at like getting on board with those things.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Right, before we do anything else, before we chat about what you've been doing, we've got a 60-second trivia quiz.
Okay.
So I've been doing this with everybody that I've spoken to so far.
Okay, cool. I'm up for quiz. I like quizzes.
Good. Originally, Tim Downey, was our leader with 5.
Okay.
But Joe J, who we just put my lightsaber down for a second. Joe J, who we just spoke to, got 7. So
wow.
blew him
Okay.
away. So basically, what I'm going to do is I have a good old pub quiz book.
Nice.
Here.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. I'm going to like
just at random, is it?
I'm going to flap the pages. If you say stop, that'll be
stop.
Okay.
Please be film.
So A or B?
Oh, okay. So it's okay. That's good. Let's go for it.
So which one do you want, A or B?
Oh, a C. Sorry, I thought that you were saying it's an A or B. Let's go A.
A. So that's potluck. So it could be. Okay. It could be about.
What was B?
B was past times, the 80s.
Oh. Yeah. We'll stick with A.
Yeah. Well, you ain't got a choice. I'm that kind of quiz master. I'm not giving you. I'm not making it easy for you.
You're like worse than Bamba Gascoigne.
Yeah. If only I had his hair.
Mm.
Yeah, where did I put my pen? Right, here we go. So, Giles, let me make sure I've got the right page for the answers. Yes. Okay. Your 60 seconds starts when the lady says so.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
In EastEnders, which character killed Dirty Den in February 2006?
Nick Cotton.
It was Chrissy Watts, who hoisted himself onto Sinbad the Sailor's shoulders.
Oh my goodness. I have no idea.
The Old Man of the Sea.
Oh,
How much are you paid if you hold an honorary post?
Oh, how much you paid? 0
is correct. Which club did Will Carling play for?
Harlequins
is correct. What can a 5-card game, a smooth, woolly surface? Oh, what can be a 5-card game, a smooth, woolly surface, or a sleep?
Oh, goodness. I'm gonna have to pass because I know the clock's ticking.
Okay, a nap. I will ask you another one because I balls that one up, so don't worry. Whose music albums have included An Innocent Man?
Oh God. I don't know, George Michael.
Billy Joel.
Oh, of course it is. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh, I bet that's Billy Joel or Elton John. Oh,
so you said George Michael.
I got it for George Michael. It was Elton John threw me off.
Oh dear. Well, that's
two.
Same as what I got because the ladies earlier on gave me some questions.
Well, at least I got 2. I was thinking I was going to get 0 at one point. So
yeah, we've had, let me see, 1, 2. We've had 3 zeros to over the last however many hours.
I'm mid-table. Mid-table.
You're mid-table. Yeah.
That's fine. I'm happy with that.
You're Palace. You're mid-table.
Yeah, I'm Palace. Yeah, I'm Palace. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'll take that.
Are you happy with the way the football season's going? Or
yeah, but I mean, what football supporter is ever kind of satisfied? But I mean, it is what it is. We're a small club, and we're never going to be able to outspend a lot of our rivals. So, mid-table is more than we can probably hope for. I mean, we should be obviously always looking up, but yeah, I know that there's financial restraints for all clubs really, and yeah, I'm always happy with mid-tables. If we can stay in the Premier League comfortably, then it's always good.
Yeah. I think that's right. I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan, and we're just like falling off the face of the earth at the moment. I don't know.
Been a tricky one, isn't it? But I suppose it's just that kind of like a lot of big clubs. You have a few seasons of a lot of success. I mean, look at Arsenal; they haven't won anything for donkey's
No,
years, and
exactly.
they're having a good one this season.
It
Aren't
goes
they?
in cycles.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I think it's important. I think for the club to. I mean, there's two things you could do. Like, you could refresh the whole management structure and get someone else in and blah blah blah. But you've got a great coach there, haven't you? So give him the tools. I suppose it's just rejuvenating the team, get some new faces in. I think, but that can take 2-3 seasons, can't it?
It could.
Yeah.
And he might be gone by then. But yeah. I think we've had our time when we just got to rebuild now. I think that's the way it is. So what book wise, what's happening for you at the moment?
So I've got a new book that's being that I'm doing through Unbound again. So it'll be my third book with them, and it's quite different to what I've done before. It's actually a sci-fi novel, written in verse again, but it's told over 3 intertwining stories. So it's a sort of a post-apocalyptic kind of world. There's an extraterrestrial kind of race has sort of taken over all the main big cities in the world, and they've kind of stripped them of all their kind of commodities. And there's lots of civil unrest, and then there's a sort of a group of resistance kind of people. There's a resistance movement. They're trying to kind of win back some of this territory,
right?
And within that, the story focuses on primarily on a boy and his father, who are kind of on the I guess the outskirts of one of the cities, trying to keep a bit of normality together. So the father's a horticulturalist, and they're still trying to grow plants and vegetables and stuff for food, and just trying to keep a bit of normality. So the first story kind of focuses on that. Then the second story is more around a kind of rescue worker that is going into the sort of main city to rescue fighters and people that are, it's kind of war torn. And then the third bit is about this young boy going to a sort of refugee camp, or like a resistance camp, basically, to sort of get away from the main sort of source of fighting and stuff. So it's kind of like has I mean, look, obviously, we're living in a world at the moment where there's a lot of conflict and stuff. So there's obviously there's kind of a lot of that within the book. There's kind of talking about conflict and those kind of things we see. A lot of the idea around the particularly like this resistance camp and growing stuff was a few years ago. I watched the Chelsea Flower Show. My wife, we got into to gardening, and we were watching Chelsea Flower Show, and one of the show gardens was a refugee camp garden, because in the Middle East, a lot of in Lebanon, where they were housing a lot of like Syrian refugees from Aleppo, one of the things they got a lot of their residents to do was to create garden spaces for themselves, because it gave them a sense of achievement, and it gave them a sense of purpose to have these garden spaces. So that kind of was how the idea formulated originally, and obviously I tried to make it a bit more like futuristic and sci-fi, because that's just a genre I like. So it's quite different, but in my usual kind of style.
Excellent.
So I'm doing that through Unbound, so you can go and pledge for your copy, and I'm really excited about it.
Good. And obviously there will be like a trilogy of movies, and
hopefully,
and then whatever their kind of lightsaber is going to be, then I'll have to go and get one of those to put on my wall.
Or just a bag of soil or something.
Or a trowel or a shovel or something.
But it's been really interesting, because I like, this isn't giving anything away, but like I don't really allude to the actual alien beings particularly until the last sort of section of the story. So I wanted them to be an omnipresent thing in it. So we not necessarily I want it to be sci-fi with a small s, I guess. Right. It's more of a drama. But it's been really nice to kind of try and create like creatures and stuff, like just having that, as being someone that does love sci-fi and Star Wars and all such. So it's been fun to do that.
Excellent. And I think last time we spoke, you were writing movie scripts and doing stuff with Elizabeth Morris, I think, wasn't it?
Yes.
How's that going?
it's all brewing away. We're hoping we'll start shooting this year on one of those. So yeah, I can't say too much about it at the moment, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's
That's the old Hollywood answer
I know,
there,
I know,
isn't
I
it?
know.
Hey?
Wait for the deadline.
Oh,
Deadline
dear.
to drop. But yeah, I think yeah, obviously, yeah, there's it's all complicated. The business side of stuff, I've kind of dipped my toes into probably more than I kind of thought I would. So
Yeah.
yeah, the producing side of stuff, I think unfortunately it actually does happen to quite a lot of writers. They end up being quite heavily involved, and I wasn't anticipating being so heavily involved. Having said that, it's been really enjoyable to learn that side of how it all works, the process of putting a project together. I mean, it's a mad industry,
Yeah.
but it's been really a real eye opener and something I've enjoyed doing and want to do more. So Liz and I have actually written another script together as well. So hoping that maybe next year we'll kind of start working on that. But it's something I've really enjoyed doing, and I definitely want to do more of. It's sometimes you just hit on something that you really love doing, and then I want to do more and more. I actually got for Christmas, I got this. It's called the Screenwriter's Workout.
Wow.
Big old thing, but it's because I'm always, when I'm into like doing any kind of creative stuff, I like to like learn more about how to do it better, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's good to sort of push yourself in that way. And it's all like loads of different like little puzzles and tasks just to get you so I think if anyone's out there who wants to get into screenwriting, I'd highly recommend this workout book, because it's there's all lots of little like just little things, that little nuggets and stuff that you can kind of learn and just get better at your craft. So
All right.
yeah, I've really enjoyed having a dive into that. I haven't, I've only just started doing it, but yeah, it's been great. So I highly recommend that book. I think it's written by
Wonderful.
Will Hicks. You can get, I think I got it on one of those big online places.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you can get it in other places as well.
I'm sure you can. And the podcast, how's that going?
Oh, amazing. Yeah. I mean, so Blanks it rocks on, and we do it every week, and it's super fun, and it's always great hanging out with Jim and talking to these wonderful guests. I do a podcast now with Dr. Vada Modgill. I don't know if you know Vada from Twitter and stuff, but she's just one of the nicest people you could ever meet, and she's just so lovely. And we do this show called Things I Forgot Were Good for Me, and we talk to, I mean, essentially we talk to people about their what they do for a living, but it sometimes is just really fascinating things. So we've had people on, like we had Lauren Silver, who's a clown, we've had a lady called Dorina, who owns Uni, the pizza company, and like talking about pizzas. And we've had people talk, a guy called Houston Kraft, who's trying to get kindness into the American curriculum. So all stuff like that. So some of it's kind of more not existential, but it's more kind of about feelings and thoughts, but others it's actually practical hobbies and stuff that just those things that we forget along the way, those things that we did as a child, for example, that we just forget about. And just reteaching ourselves. I think during the pandemic and stuff, there was some of those things that we went back to doing, like going out for walks in nature and stuff.
Yeah.
That we sort of, and those things they soon sort of dissolve again after these things finish. And so it's trying to harness those enjoyable things. And lastly, I'm just starting another podcast with my good friend Sophie Green, who's a conservation artist. She does amazing work. She does like sort of photo realistic pictures of wildlife, but we're both really into kind of self-development and well-being or authenticity. We've been doing like a manifestation course together recently, so kind of want to talk to people about that kind of stuff. So sort of talking to thought leaders and CEOs, kind of like just finding out what makes them tick. And we're starting to record that in a couple of weeks time, so it's going to be called Unquestionable.
Right.
So really excited about that as well. So lots of podcast stuff going on.
Excellent. And I've said this already, I think, to at least 2 people over the last few hours. The next podcast that we're doing is our top 10 podcasts.
Yes.
And I've already had 2 people, and this is spoilers for my top 10, where their podcasts are in my top 10 podcasts. And you're
Oh,
number 3. You're the third one.
oh,
So it's that,
that's
and
lovely to hear. Thank you.
it's no it's not a fluke that obviously there's certain podcasts that I enjoy. There's certain podcasts that I listen to every day because they're informative, and there's certain podcasts I listen to because I enjoy the format and I enjoy the people that are on them. So I'm not going to tell you where you are in the top 10. But just again, so
I
that's
need to listen. I need to
yes.
listen.
If anybody has listened for the last whatever it is, 14 hours, they know 3 of my top 10 already. So
Oh,
but
okay.
they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't know where it is.
Oh, well, that's really kind, and well, feel very privileged to be in your top 10. So yeah, that's very nice. It's such a joy. I mean, it's you know what it's like with when you onto a good thing sometimes with a podcast. You're doing it with your mate, and it's just
Absolutely.
fun, and we get to talk to amazing people every week, and it's we had Martin O'Neill on last week,
Right.
the former Leicester City, and he's managed everyone, Northern
Yeah,
Ireland,
what a
Republic of
character.
Ireland. Do you know what? It was just amazing to chat to him, and so easy. Like, I was a little bit nervous because he's like a anyone who knows anything about football will know he's won 2 European Cups.
Yeah.
And literally ask him a question, 15 minutes later ask him another one. It's like it's just so easy, and such a great guy. And you sit there sometimes, sort of pinch yourself a little bit, think, oh, I'm actually like, this is I'm doing this thing, and it's so fun, and it's so great, and
it's the beauty of podcasting. It definitely is, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, Giles, that has flown by, so thank you so much for that.
Oh, always. I'm always here for you, Pav. So
Man.
And it's great to see you, and you're looking so well, and I've been obviously following what you've been doing on Facebook, and really proud of you, because it's like you've done amazing, and
thank you, mate. That really means
I hope you're I hope you're doing well, and I'd love to come back on top 10 when there's another good subject we can delve into. But thanks. Always got time for you, man.
That it means so much. So thank you so much. I know I'm going to cry before 8 o'clock tonight. I just don't want it to be really early, because then I'll have no moisture left in my body.
Well, that sleep deprivation can bring you to tears, can't it?
It can, absolutely. I'm going to leave you to it. So just go and cuddle up in that nice little bed and just have a sleep.
I wish I could. Probably got to go and sort out the kids.
Right.
My wife's gone out for the next few hours, so I'm going to have to round them up and make sure they don't spend all day in their rooms playing computer game.
Okay, I'm going to let you go, man. Thanks you much. Take it steady.
Take it easy, dude.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go. The legend that is Giles Paley Phillips, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to go and sort some things out. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes with Lucy Nichol. So we'll see you. Actually, let me just get rid of that one. Okay, we will see you in a second. Bye. Hello. That wasn't supposed to happen. I was just trying to sort some things out. Oh dear. What is it doing that then? I am back on, and yeah, I am back on. So I'm on there. I was just having a cheeky bite of my sandwich. Oh, that's why, isn't it? Because that's supposed to be there. There you go. Just felt like it looked like everything was a little bit brighter than it was before. I don't think it was supposed to be like that. Put that like that. Maybe that's how it was done. Okay, so not quite ready, but here we go. I can take my glasses off for this one. This hour is sponsored by RWG Dry Stone Walling. Richard Godwin is a dry stone wall specialist with over 38 years experience. He also specializes in driveways, fencing, patios, paving and ponds. RWG Dry Stone Walling is based in Cirencester and provides a local, friendly and responsive service. Beautifully natural and naturally beautiful. For more info and gallery pics, please go to www.rwgdrystonewalling.com. That's www.rwgdrystonewalling.com. And thank you very much to RWG Dry Stone Walling for sponsoring this hour with Lucy Nichol, who will be joining us very, very shortly. And there you go. And that's all I have to say about that, as Forrest Gump once said. So Joe J is still top of the quiz league with that amazing 7. It's going to take some beating. That is, it's going to absolutely take some beating. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's go to that. And there is Lucy. Let me just. That one, and we will bring her in and let me get rid of that. Hello, Lucy.
Hello.
Hey, right, let me get rid of that so we can see you. There you are. And let me do that. Hey, it's Lucy.
Oh, how are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm being fueled by a Diet Coke, so I forgot to have breakfast this morning.
Wow. You have, yeah, I'm on cranberry juice, what's it called? Red Bull, grapes, and I'm just finishing off my bacon sarnie that my wife got me for lunch. Well, it was breakfast stroke lunch, but
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, actually. Yeah. 7 o'clock was a rough hour because I didn't have anybody to talk to,
Oh,
and
God.
and I was close to falling asleep. I put my back in a second video on and I was close to falling asleep in the chair after going for a wee. I was feeling nice and content, and I could feel my just nodding. And so I went for a walk, went and had like a half hour, 40-minute walk, and that's kind of invigorated me a bit now. So I feel like it's enough to push me through to the end.
Excellent.
But I've got some awesome people to talk to, so that's the best way of staying awake. So how are you? Busy by the sounds of it.
Oh my God, yeah, this month has gone absolutely off the scale. It's been unbelievable work-wise, which is a good thing, but also, yeah, it's 6-day weeks and then still kind of doing extra bits and bobs and writing blogs till like 11 o'clock last night and stuff. So yeah, it's just been a bit full on, but it's good because I thought January was going to be really quiet, which doesn't
Right.
suit me at all, and
No.
it's just become the opposite. And I had God, I sound so promo. And I had a book launch.
Oh, darling, a book launch.
Yes, so
Excellent.
Yeah, so that was start of January. So it just meant that because over Christmas I always get that really I get the post-Christmas blues, you know, when you're just a bit like everyone gets. But this year I had the 5th of January and the book coming out to look forward to. And then I think you kind of build up to stuff and then you kind of, it's like falling off a cliff. You're a bit like, oh, it's over. I need to like re-energize myself, hence Diet Coke.
Yeah.
So.
So when you're doing that, where it's not the end of the project, but when you're doing like a book launch, and so there's not really anything you can change about it, is it? That's it. It's printed. It's done. Is that when you start thinking about the next project, or have you already got 2 or 3, 4 ideas that you just like pick?
Yeah, so I can't stop. I cannot stop thinking of ideas. So I've got quite a few things on the go. So when the book comes out, you kind of like build up to like the launch day or whatever, and nothing massive really happens on it is the thing. So everyone's like, you're excited for launch, and it's just like basically it's just the day that the books start getting sent out or landing on doormats, whatever. But but then you've got like all of the kind of you know, your PR and your social and all of that stuff, and so there's loads of that keeps you busy, which you can continue doing for months. But then I've got a book coming out with Harper North soon in May, so that's going to be announced soon, and that's I can't give too much away, but it's a rom-com.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
it's a bit different. So yeah, so that should be fun. And then I've got another one in the making, which is a more kind of serious sort of look at bullying and abuse, actually. But it's got lots of fun and humour and sex scenes and all sorts in there. So a bit for everyone.
Bit for everyone, yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm toying with some short film scripts as well. So yeah, it's
goodness
my
me.
brain won't quieten down. It's just like at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So.
But would you be worried if it did quieten down? Like if the ideas had stopped, if like the flow of it had stopped, would that be more worrying than the fact that you've got everything like filling your brain up?
Yeah, because it's that thing, isn't it, as a creative, when if there's ever a gap, it's like, is this it then? Is there nothing more to come? So I should be grateful, because at the minute I'm thinking, oh, I've got all these things that I want to work on, but there's no time at all to work on them. So yeah, I should be. I mean, I'm in a really good position. I've started the year in a really good position, so I'm not complaining. I need to know that clear. I'm not complaining. Having lots of work on is a really wonderful thing. But yeah, I'm knackered.
I bet. And how easy is it for you that when you finished? I mean, I've never released a book, or I've never written a book. I mean, very rarely read a book, let alone anything else. How hard is it for you to give it over when you think it's finished? Is there still, when it's like at the publishers, is there still things I wish I could have just changed that, or are you quite happy to sort of close the manuscript and say that's it, now it's you to just go and do what you want with?
I think you kind of have to. So when I send stuff over to editors, I really quite like that part of the process, because it really is, you know, an author writing a book. It really isn't just about the author. There are so many people involved, and I really enjoy that part of the process, having fresh eyes on it. So, you know, it's always my agent, first of all, Joe, who is brilliant. And gives really great feedback and really helps you to sort of knock it into shape before publishers see what you're working on. And then like the editor that I'm working with at the minute on the rom-com, she's had some really great ideas. So
whenever I get feedback about needing to change things or reconsider how a story flows or whatever, I see it as a really positive thing. I don't take it as criticism. I take it as an opportunity to really make it the best it can be. So I feel quite lucky to have that input. But yeah, there are things like I've made a joke about a Chris Rea song, and I keep thinking, I don't know if I've actually used the right Chris Rea song to make that joke, and it's really bugging me. But I've decided not to go in and look at it, and to just wait until it comes back, and also to see if the editor picks up on it. Because if she doesn't, then then it must work.
Yeah.
Because she'd tell me if it didn't. So yeah, there are always like little things that, and I think there's always going to be something that comes out that you like kick yourself for, but you can't get down about it, can you?
Yeah,
No
yeah,
one's
yeah.
perfect.
So do you ever suffer from writer's block?
Yeah.
And how do you deal with that? Do you have any sort of like set ways of getting out of it, or is it just naturally?
So I think I always turn to the writing community online, who are great. So like on Twitter, or on the Empowered Author Facebook, which brilliant Facebook group. And I always turn to them. I think if I get stuck and I just say that, I've got writer's block, I can't edit this project, or I can't keep going with this, whatever. And most people always say the same thing: just step away, do something else, just completely like refresh your brain. And I think that really works, because I think you feel frustrated and you think, I've got to come up with something, but putting yourself under that pressure is just useless for creativity. So yeah, just going out for a run, going for some retail therapy, or I don't know, going and hanging out with some friends or whatever. I think you have to do it to reset your brain, because otherwise you're just going to get stuck in this rut. And being angry with yourself for writer's block is the worst thing.
Yeah. Well, for all the different podcasts that we've done, we've spoken to a lot of authors, and it's weird. It's the same as like songwriters as well, where they have a process. Some people like to sit at their desk at 9 o'clock, and then they will write until 5 o'clock, and they make it like a working day. And then some people will only write when they feel like they want to write. Have you got a specific way of? Do you have a certain amount of pages or words you want to do every day, or?
No, I think I have worked on those, because I have a what do you call it, like a software thing called Scrivener, which a lot of writers use. There's various different ones, and with Scrivener it's good because you can set yourself writing targets, like you've got your overall word count, and then you can set yourself like daily writing targets, whatever, and it shows it on a little pie chart. So that's quite satisfying.
Analytics and statistics and everything. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it organizes your manuscripts, so you can just click into the different chapters, and you've got notes on different chapters and your research tabs, and so it's really good. And I always use that to write in. But I do find that I prefer to just write until the energy runs out, because I think if you force yourself to keep going when the energy's dipped, nothing that useful is going to come out. And it's funny, because sometimes I think when I've done a bit of writing time, even if it's just an hour, but it's been quite a creative hour, I always feel exhausted after it.
Oh right.
Like you've been out for a run or something. Like it always mentally really kind of exhausts me to have got that sort of creativity out, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think what other writers say is really important, that you do just have to listen to yourself. And if you have a bit of a block, or if you've run out of energy, it's a good time to just step away and do something else and recharge the batteries, I think.
Yeah. So tell us about Snowflake, because that's your latest book, isn't it? That was the latest one that came out. And you've got a copy there? I thought you had a I thought you was just...
I have.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah. So Snowflake. So it's about mental health stigma, and it's it's about, I mean, we use snowflake because snowflake is such a charged word, isn't it? And it's used so much, and it's used kind of as part of the culture wars, you know, it's used by the anti-woke people. But it's also used in terms of mental health. You know, a lot of people who have talked about their mental health, particularly younger people, have been called snowflakes. So it's using that as a kind of a starting point and a hook to get people talking about mental health stigma. But it's basically a breakdown. Each chapter is a mental health stereotype. So you've got like snowflake, attention seeker, psycho, neurotic, wino, you know, bad, all these awful stereotypes. And each chapter breaks down why they're stupid and dangerous and inaccurate. And I don't do it on my own because I'm not like an expert of everything mental health. I've worked with about 20 odd experts by profession and lots of experts by experience as well, who are sharing their experiences of stigma and what these different stereotypes, how they've impacted their lives, their well-being, their recovery. So yeah, it goes into, you know, why call somebody attention seeker just because they're speaking out about mental health? What is the difference between attention seeking and attention needing, for example? You know, why is it not narcissistic when people, what is the true definition of narcissism? What's the difference between the word psychotic and psychopathic? Because it sounds really finicky, doesn't it? It sounds like, oh, it's just like, you know, it's just little words and, you know, you're being finicky if you correct people. But the impact of mixing, say, psychotic and psychopathic is huge because, and I saw it with, do you remember Killing Eve? Which was, I absolutely loved it. And Villanelle was this, played by the awesome Jodie Comer, was this kind of cold, calculating, manipulative killer. She was an assassin who wore really cool clothes and was quite charming, but was very dangerous. And I remember people calling her psychotic, and she was far from psychotic, because people with psychosis are really vulnerable because they have this break from reality. They can be very, very paranoid, anxious, scared. You know, they can see or hear things that are not there. They can believe people are after them, and they have very confused and fast thoughts. So if you think about somebody who's got all of that going on in their brain, how the hell could they carry out a cold-blooded, highly manipulated, planned assassin? Like, they couldn't. So mixing those two words up, I think, like, really plays into the whole, you know, are people who experience psychosis violent, dangerous people? No, they're not. So we should challenge use of words, I think. But it's about doing it it's not a rule book. It's not, you're such a bad person if you mix these words up. It's not about that. It's just about understanding. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's about having a bit of compassion and just taking 2 minutes to think, should I use this word or not?
And like you said about snowflake, it can be classed as like quite a divisive word, can't it? Just because of the world that we live in these days.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
was there any was that why you called the book Snowflake, just because that word sums it up pretty much?
I think that word does sum it up. I think it sums up what the problem is, and I think the problem is, like you said, that it is divisive and really polarized, and that's why I've tried to make clear, and I kind of do it with all my books, in that I use a kind of a media line or a stereotype or whatever to draw people in and then break it down, like I did with the 27 Club. You know, I'm not a big fan of describing somebody's life and death with a headline with a number in it, but I called my book that so I could explore why there's more to it. And
yeah,
with Snowflake, I think it does kind of sum things up, and my God, some of the responses that I've got have been really harsh.
Really?
And I kind of knew, yeah. I've had a lot of people. I mean, it was funny actually. One time somebody saw an ad for the book on Facebook, and the response was that it was really hypocritical of people to complain about the word snowflake when they use the word gammon. And anyway, Meghan Markle is an attention seeker. It's like nobody's used the word gammon and nobody's mentioned Meghan Markle. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So it clearly does split people, but I think it's a way to draw attention to the conversation and get more people involved in it. There are some people who will never have any intention or desire to reflect on their language and how it affects people, and that's fine. You know, I'm not here to change the world. I'm just some little author from Newcastle, but I'm doing my bit with it. So yeah.
Sometimes people just need an excuse, don't they? It's sort of like the name of your book is that little gap in the opening of the door that they can come in and then kick it down and then go into what they actually want to say. You know, however misguided that is. You know, it's sort of like that's the little excuse to well, because of that, I'm gonna have a go at this and everything else in the world. You know, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think, you know, hearing about the words gammon and Meghan Markle coming into it when they hadn't even been mentioned, it's obviously somebody who's got a chip on their shoulder. Do you know this whole Meghan Markle thing though? I've written about this recently, and I can't believe how charged the conversation is about Meghan Markle. I've started watching the documentary, and she just seems dead canny. Like, I just can't understand why people are so riled to the point of like aggression, and almost it's like this violence that wants to spill out. And when you put something on Twitter about Meghan Markle, I found all the Meghan Markle fans, bar maybe one or two, but on the whole, have just been quite respectful and haven't said, you know, death to the rest of the royal family or anything that. You know, they've just been like, oh, it's awful what she's been through. We need to stand up to the media, And so you've got the majority like that, but the Meghan Markle haters have been so aggressive. So aggressive. And you just think, where does all this come from? And it's almost like Meghan Markle is like I don't know, some kind of metaphor for everything that's wrong in the world for people. Like, they've positioned her as the root cause of all their problems. It's just the most bizarre thing. She just seems dead nice. I don't quite get it.
I think it's like we were saying, is that somebody just needs something to attach to then give themselves the platform to then argue about everything else that's wrong in their life or that they don't agree with. And it doesn't matter whether it's Meghan Markle or it's going to be somebody else or something else. I just think it's the world that we live in at the moment, and it's amazing. Because we were talking about social media. I can't remember what hour it was now. Every hour is molded into one now. But we were saying about how beautiful parts of the internet can be. You know, certain, like you said about the author group that's on Facebook. I'm part of a couple of fan groups on Facebook that are so supportive and have got everybody's back. And if somebody's pet dies or if somebody's husband dies, everybody is there for everybody, and there's never any words of negativity. But then you go onto Twitter and you just put in Trump, or you put in Meghan Markle, or you any kind of that, and just the hate that comes out. And it's just the fact that everybody that thinks they're right, and that everybody else is wrong. And those people that are wrong think they're right, and everybody else is wrong. And there's never any middle ground. Nobody ever wants to try and work these things out. It's just, you're wrong, I'm right, and I've got Twitter to prove it. It just, it's crazy.
Yeah, I found that recently with so I read a book about being anti-racist. It's called White Women, and I tweeted that it was a really good book. trying to remember the line in it. Everything you already know about your own racism and how to do better. And it was a really, really interesting read. And I learned a lot from it. And I tweeted about it. And I got a few people saying, you know, retweeting it or saying, this is a great read. I got nobody saying, oh, I've been interested in this, but I don't know if I like the way this is done, or I don't, you know, there was no kind of middle ground, like you said. But I got loads of people calling me racist and self-loathing. Just like, what?
Yeah.
Why is it that, what, and why do you feel the need to jump in there and shout this stuff in your capital letters at me on Twitter? Because I've just said I've really enjoyed this book. I feel liberated. I've learned a lot. And, you know, I've seen it, a few other people who have shared it. Actually, there was a lady, I think she's like a chief exec of a children's hospital or something in America, and she shared that she read this book and it was really great. And Fox News have done this whole thing on her, on
Wow.
how this, you know, chief exec of a children's hospital, or what, I can't remember exactly, has been encouraging white women to read this book, as if it's like, oh, shock horror. Somebody's encouraging white women to check their privilege.
Oh my
Like,
God.
it's just unbelievable. Little bits of progress that people are just so, I think they're scared of it. I don't know.
It's very
Crazy.
strange. I've never ever had any. I've never tried to be controversial or even by mistake, you know, on any social media. The only time was when Neil and I used to do trailer reactions for movie trailers. And there was one morning when I just looked on my phone, and it was when The Last Jedi came out, Star Wars, and that was very divisive. And that's what started the whole being a toxic Star Wars fan, which never had happened before. It was always, everybody loved it. It was fantastic. And I can remember that there was this push to remake The Last Jedi because fans didn't like it. And they were saying, we're going to get a petition. We're going to make Disney remake the movie and throw out Rian Johnson's, which is ridiculous. I mean, the millions that they've spent on it. And I got to work that day, and I was so like pissed off because I thought, this is ridiculous. So I actually made a video. I said, I can't believe that people are doing this. If you don't like it, don't watch the movie. If you do like it, that's great. But you can't tell somebody to go and spend millions again. I said, what does that mean then? Every movie you don't like, you want to go and remake? I said, it doesn't make any sense. And I forgot about it. And then I looked at the comments, and normally we used to get 2-3 comments. There's loads of comments. And there was one that stuck in my head. It was this guy saying, I think he said something like, I can tell from your accent that you're Australian. So straight away, it's an American guy. He said, you don't know anything about free speech. You're not American. And I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. He's having a go at my opinion by telling me that you have to be American to have free speech. I thought, well, that just about sums up the stupidity of people with, you know, they're sat in a basement tapping away at their computer because they've got the anonymity of it, the safety net of the anonymity.
Yeah, and I just think, and I think what you were saying there as well about like petitions and stuff, I saw something that it stayed with me, this, because I just thought, if I was the subject of this, I don't know how I'd blooming cope with it. It's so nasty. So there's another podcast that I listen to, and I'm not going to name it because I think that the person who is the subject of the petition deserves better. But basically, there's a podcast that I listen to. It's a really, really popular one. I love it. And there are 2 hosts on it, one that does more talking than the other. And I found recently that there was a petition started to get rid of one of the hosts on it because she was annoying, basically, or they didn't like her voice, or like, I don't know. And I just thought, how mean-spirited of you.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like, that is, the podcast is the pack, that they're the package. They are the people who do the podcast. That's how they come. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. But like, it's just cruel. And you just think, where does all that hate come from? It's just, it's horrible.
I think,
Get
isn't
angry
it just
about
the fact
something
that
important.
exactly, but it's like these people feel that they've got a voice. I think maybe that's what it is, and they want to shout it out somewhere, but it just always seems to be very misguided. I don't. It's the bad part of social media. That's what I think it is that everyone feels they got a voice, so everyone feels that they can just shout to anybody about anything. And like you say, there's so many more important things to shout about. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
I think if, I'm all for joining in if there's like, I don't know, fictional characters and there's like a split over which character you love or hate, or, who done it type stuff in crime dramas. And, I think it's great fun because we don't always have to be campaigning for the, the big issues of the day. Like, we can all join in and fun stuff like that. Absolutely love stuff like that. But I think just setting out to attack an individual, a real individual, is just, but it happens. It's all over. It's what sells papers, I guess, at the end of
Exactly,
the day.
and it's what gets clicks. That's the other thing as well. You look online, especially something like YouTube. Every video that is successful is where they're saying, I mean, I'm coming from the Star Wars point of view. It's always Star Wars is in trouble, Disney is in trouble, getting loads of clicks. If they put on there, wasn't that last film great? You're not going to get any, because people don't like seeing that. People like to see it when things are going wrong, and people like to see it when people are complaining about their football team or about a movie or a TV show. And it just seems weird that it's all built on negativity. It's sad.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes there's a thing as well around because I love music, and I think sometimes if somebody puts something out there that kind of, there's a mainstream band, if you like, a non-controversial mainstream band, and somebody puts something out there. I saw somebody tweet, are the Foo Fighters like the best band in the world? So this is obviously just a fan tweeting his love of Foo Fighters. Fighters. And there were some really funny responses, which is fine. Like, somebody actually put Foo Fighters on even the best band Dave Grohl's been in, which I thought was quite witty. And that's all. But the like, it was unbelievable. The like hate against Foo Fighters, or and it feels like it's a kind of I think it's a bit of a snobbery when it comes to mainstream stuff. Like, I've tweeted before, adulting is being old enough to say that the first Nirvana album you bought was actually Nevermind and not Bleach. Like, I found them when they'd already broke through. I don't care. I was 13 years old. No, I wasn't listening to Bleach when I was 11 or whenever it was. Like, so what? I still like Kylie. I was 11. Probably, I don't know if I did still like Kylie at 11, but no, I was at high school. I definitely didn't. But I do now. That's the other thing. I'm 44 now, and I'm very happy to admit I love a bit of Kylie and a bit of Madonna when the mood takes me. But I think there's a bit of snobbery, isn't there, about anything mainstream? Do you remember when that Sex Pistols drama came out? Did you see it?
I haven't seen it, no, but I heard about it, because it wasn't. Well, there's a lot of controversy around it, wasn't it? Because I don't think John Lydon didn't endorse it at all, did he?
No. But I think the other Sex Pistols did, and obviously not Sid Vicious, but
No.
It was brilliant. It was.
Oh, right.
I absolutely loved it, and it felt to me like the cool thing to do was to have a go at it.
Yeah.
And again, I just tweeted, I know this is really not cool, but I love Disney's Pistol. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And I think sometimes criticizing something is kind of the way to, you think it's going to give you some respect because you're seeing the flaws in something, or, you're a diehard Sex Pistols fan or a diehard Star Wars fan, and this isn't right, or it was never as intended, or I don't know, whatever. It's it's like High School Music snobbery, I think.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Right, before we carry on, I forgot to say to you that I've been doing with everybody I've spoken to today a 60-second trivia quiz.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
I know I've sprung this on you, but at the
I'm
moment,
not clever.
it all depends. Now, this is the book that I take the questions from, so it's a good old pub quiz book.
Oh,
You'll
God.
have 60 seconds so to answer as many questions as you can in 60 seconds. 7 is the
Do you remember
top.
though when we did the this country quiz, and I love this country, and I got about 2 out of 10, and that was on one of my favourite topics. So this is going to be awful.
Well, yeah, but if you were doing a quiz and you say you do a mastermind and you had to choose a specialized subject, what would that subject be?
Oh God. Oh God. I don't know actually.
Oh, right, okay. I wondered if there was something that you were really hot on and you knew loads of stuff about it. Maybe we'll find it in this book. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't think there is, Cats,
Okay.
maybe.
All right. Okay. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick through the book. And if you say stop, then that'll be the page that we're going to go for. So here we go.
Stop.
Oh. Okay. So we have A or B.
A.
It's okay because there's 2 pages. So I'm going to choose. Right. So we've got pop music,
Okay.
the 90s.
Oh, that could work for me.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. Let me make sure I got the right page for the answers. Yeah. I'll take my glasses off so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. You have your 60 seconds will start when the lady says so. So here we go.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, which Spice Girl hit came first? Goodbye or Too Much?
I've never even heard of them. Too Much.
Is correct. What night links Wigfield, Alexander O'Neill, and Omar?
Saturday.
Is correct. Which 1995 hit gave Shaggy his second #1?
Oh, when he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Is it that? What was it? It wasn't
It's
me.
not.
It
It's
wasn't me.
Boombastic.
Oh, damn it.
Blur were formed in which East Anglian town?
Oh God. I don't know. I've got a D in geography as well. I wouldn't know what is in East Anglia.
It's Colchester. What is the
Right.
title of Amy Winehouse's second album?
Back to Black.
Is correct. That was 3. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Oh God. The top was 7.
It was, but to be fair, she absolutely I don't know how I can't even remember how she got 7, but she absolutely blasted through it. But 3 is good. That puts you in mid-table, which I think is good.
Really?
Yeah,
So
I only got
I was going
2.
to ask if I was at the bottom.
Yeah, no, not at all. We've had 3 that got 0. We've had a couple that had 1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that have had 2, including me. And then you're in a nice little collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people on 3,
Fabulous.
2 on 4, 1 on 5, and then 1 on 7. So well done.
I'm happy with that.
There you go. I think you
Yeah.
should be. I think you should be. See, there you go. It's always worth, always go into it with a bit of confidence. I'm always saying that because I'm always the one holding the quiz book. So I've got every answer here. I can get every single one right. It's the different. And when I did it, I only got 2. So there you go. It just shows I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. So what have you got? I mean, I know you probably, like you say, you can't really tell me the sort of bits and pieces as we're coming to the end. Just to let everybody know as well, I've got about 12 minutes before this part of the live stream will stop, and then I have to redo it again. It's all a Facebook and Twitter thing. So as we're finishing with Lucy here, so is there anything that you can tell us about the bits and pieces that you've got that's in the works?
So the shorts sort of film scripts I'm having a play with, they're stories that are inspired by song lyrics, because I love music.
Okay.
So they're not like a literal kind of walk through a song, but they're inspired by a theme. And then the rom-com, so I'm allowed to say some bits and pieces. So this book is set in Newcastle, yay, present day Newcastle, and it's about it's about how we apologize too much for everything.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know, how we always say, you know, sorry, but could I just, or I've prepared these ideas, sorry, they're not that great, but you know, we just apologize for everything. And women do it, I think, a lot more. So it's female protagonist who decides she's not going to say sorry again because she says it far too much and it's getting her nowhere.
Right.
So of course then she gets into lots of ridiculous situations where she's desperate to apologize and she just can't, including a potential street fight.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so it's a lot of fun and there is a little bit of romance in there.
Oh, good.
Of course, it's a rom-com.
Of course.
And it's just been an absolute joy to work on. So yeah, my editor, she really wanted to explore the idea of how we say sorry too much, and so yeah, I've come up with a tale that fits with that theme, and it's going to be a giggle, and it's going to come out in, I'm using a pen name, so it's going to come out under Lou Nickel as opposed to Lucy Nickel, because it's a bit different from my, I think, because a lot of the stuff that I've written, like 27 Club and Park Life, had a lot of readers who, you know, were sort of male, around my age, you know, sort of 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure this is going to float their boat. So we needed to kind of show it's a bit of a departure from the stuff I've written before.
Okay. But, so say you get the executive producer job on the movie of the book. Who are you going to cast as your in your leading roles?
Oh my God. Well, do you know what? I'm just going to tell you. We are actually working with so a filmmaker and my husband, who's going to direct it and write the script. We're creating a little trailer. You know how book trailers are often like animated things,
right?
But we're going to do an actual film trailer, and providing she's still available, I'm going to be working with this brilliant Northeast actor called Chess Tomlinson, who is absolutely brilliant. So she can't 100% commit to it yet because we haven't got dates and things like that, but we're hoping that we get to work with her. And I don't know who would play the love interest, but I've kind of written him with Paul, I never know how to say his surname, Paul Mescal, you know, from Normal People.
Right, okay.
I kind of see him
when
I wrote it. But I don't know who we're gonna get to play him in the little scene. But it's gonna be really fun bringing it to life visually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be great fun to do.
Excellent. Lucy, that's flown by. Thank you very much for coming and joining me again. You've almost got me to midday, so I've only got 8 hours to go now.
Oh my God. Oh, good luck with it all.
Thank you.
Got plenty of Red Bull, keep you going.
I've got 2 more cans. I'm just about to crack one with some cranberry juice just to keep me going for the next couple of hours. So have a lovely rest of the day. Good luck with everything else that's coming up, and I can't wait to see the movie of the rom-com. Fingers crossed.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh, bless. Okay, so that's Lucy. And we will be yeah, so we've got 7 or 8 minutes. So let me get rid of the caption there so we know that that's done. And oh, thank you, Rupert. That was very kind. She's lovely. She's lovely, Lucy, I must admit. Hello, Harry. We'll be squeezing together in a few hours. Bear with me a sec. Hello, Marie. Hello, Mummy Neil. Hello, Paul. Hello again, Nigel. So, we have Nathan Pegler is going to come and join us at 12 o'clock. So the live stream will stop in about 5 minutes' time, and that will be the end of part 4. Yeah, it'll be the end of part 4. Just 2 more parts left to go. Just 8 hours left to go after this. So I will be back just before 12. So I will put the Back in a Mo video on, and then we will see you on the new feed just before 12. So we'll see you in a little bit.